At last the workmen reached the level crossing. "What shall we do here?"
"Tear it up, tarmac it,"
said George. So they did, but not properly, and George knew it too.
Alright, so at the beginning of the episode we can see George the steamroller, who was waiting for Percy to take him to a new workplace.
George was being rude to Rheneas and Skarloey.
Then why are they smiling? They should be upset about it.
"You're just worn-out wheels on worn-out rails. You need rocks for your roads," replied Skarloey, "and we're helping you."
Skarloey's eye jitters, and his face moves a bit.
"Engines in the scrapyard," retorted George. Then Percy arrived.
Percy was shown arriving to pick up George in one of the first few shots, but now he is seen arriving again.
"Railways are no good. Turn them into roads." The little engines were pleased to see him go. "Rollers are rubbish, so good riddance," they called. George grumbled.
George has scratches on pupils, and Percy's train gains a brake van. Anyway, George grumbled all the way to the old branch line he was going to turn into a road. When they arrived, George was rude again.
"Bumpy ride on rotten rails. I'm glad it's over." "So am I," said Percy. "Huh," huffed George.
Percy has a different brake van, and another one in the background has a crooked roof. Some crew member is taking a nap in the background.
"It's George. He makes me feel down." "Just ignore him," puffed Thomas.
George was now enjoying himself.
"Ripping up rails," he chortled. "What a life!"
"What do you think of this, Thomas?"
Thomas took no notice. George felt insulted.
"You're a useless blue puffed ball,"
he shouted. But Thomas didn't hear.
Thomas's truck has a crooked face.
"I'll show him who's boss."
At last the workmen reached the level crossing. "What shall we do here?"
"Tear it up, tarmac it."
Take orders from that steamroller.
"Seems legit."
So they did, but not properly, and George knew it too.
Later, Thomas was traveling home on the same line. He was pulling trucks filled with vegetables. The signalman had forgotten to warn his driver about the crossing.
"That's nice, we don't need to stop," said Thomas happily.
"Yes, we do,"
called his driver, but it was too late.
Thomas's wheels appear to have no movement at all. Also, the planks briefly change positions, and smoke is suddenly bursting out, indicating a film cut.
Percy told Gordon all about George.
"Huh,"
snorted Gordon.
"You're just a small engine, that's why he's rude to you. He wouldn't dare cause me any trouble."
George had been taken to some yards to work. As he was chuffering about, Duck arrived with a train of empty trucks. George was blocking his way, and a truck was stuck on the main line. "Let me through," demanded Duck.
"I'm too busy, you'll just have to wait."
"There's no time to wait. I must clear my trucks from the main line to let Gordon through."
"Pah," said George, "then he'll have to wait too."
Duck's driver went to complain to the station master, but the signalman had already switched the points and set the signal to allow Gordon to speed through.
The saw the railway manager has visible dust on his hat.
"I'm the greatest, just watch me fly by," he whistled.
Gordon has Duck's whistle sound. Also, his whistle has some red stuff on it.
Suddenly, he saw a truck on the line ahead. "Get out of my way!" But the truck wouldn't move.
The truck had already lost one pair of wheels, but both pairs are shown coming off when the truck hits the ground. Gordon was worried that Sir Topham Hatt would be cross. He was, but not with Gordon.
"Whoever caused this disturbance will have me to answer to."
And he did, a few days later. "Look who's here," said Thomas. George had been found out by the fat controller and punished. He looked miserable. Now we'll get some peace at last, said Percy. I want to get rolling again, but I've got to wait a whole week till I do. And then you'll be just as rude as ever. Eh, George? I hope not. Don't you?
So those are all of the Goofs found in Season 5 episode by George. I hope you all enjoyed this video, many train lovers, and I will see you next time.